Valley since 1999. Like Peter, I'm not an incumbent, so what I bring to the city council position is some leadership and what I think is accountability. When I was up north in Montana and Wyoming, I was running hospitals and nursing homes with 100 employees. We were a nonprofits, and so I had a lot to do with working with government agencies, everything from city, county, state, federal, and dealing with all the bureaucracy that goes along with it. I currently own an accounting and tax practice here in the Valley, and I have clients all over the Valley, so I see a lot of the Valley. And Apache Junction is an amazing city, and I want to keep it that way. We have a lot to offer. We have a lot to attract people to the city, and it's just incumbent upon us as the city council to get that out there to the rest of the Valley, to the state and the nation, to let them know what we have to offer them. But that being said, we have a lot of improvements that we should be making. Like everybody's talking about, the economic improvements that we can make. We're kind of landlocked here because of the state land trust and BLM and all that, and it's one of those things that we have to make it a priority to work with them and stop taking no for an answer. John Wooden once said, you shouldn't focus on the things you can't do, but just focus on the things that you can do. And that is something that I've always done in working with my hospitals and nursing homes and my current business, is that our only hindrance is ourselves. And so what I want to bring to this, wow, that was quick. What I want to bring to the city council is leadership and accountability and the ability to ask the questions of the staff and the other agencies so that we can get the proper answers to bring improvement and advancements to our community. Thank you.
So I'm Chip Wilson, and I'm running for, again, to continue on to serve the community. I want to continue to promote the city of Apache Junction. I think this is a great place to live and to work and to raise a family. When we moved down here in 1990, I went around the entire East Valley looking for a place to purchase a home. Went to the cities and asked the questions about their local zoning rules and ordinances, and decided that really and truthfully Apache Junction was the place that we wanted to be, as well as I got, through my wife, got heavily involved with the horse industry as well. I am very much into the idea of promoting, protecting the property rights and privileges and personal liberties of your own personal property, as long as it does not affect your neighbor in this aspect on it, and I believe you ought to be able to continue on doing it. Fought very hard in the aspect when we were talking about some home businesses and what could be allowed and what couldn't be allowed. We at the council at the time decided that some of these rules we did not like because of the fact that they were being overburdensome and really being too directive. Definitely want to promote the tourism aspects of our community. We have a great resource. We need to go out there and flaunt it and use it to bring in people in here to visit us. And this way it will also help the local businesses in this aspect on it. I've had, one of the things I've been trying to do and get done is at the rodeo grounds, and as well as the, 5 seconds already, huh? Okay. It is a list of businesses in the community that can be told as what's in the community, because when they're there at these different opportunities, they don't even know what's there. So I'd like to promote that as well. Sorry, ran out of time.
Okay, we've gone through, we've got several questions here. We're going to be doing a rotation as far as who starts first, okay? And considering the number of candidates that have shown up, everyone will get a chance. I believe we stated a minute on this one. You have 1 minute to go ahead and give your answer. I know that's going to sound like crunch time, but we've got quite a few questions. So we're going to pick your brains, and we're going to put you on the hot seat. Okay. Okay. What is your position concerning incurring city debt for projects and developments?
My opinion is that they sometimes are need to incur debt on that, such as like we're doing with the taxes that we put on for the roads here. We had to incur that debt because those roads need to be done. We no longer had any HERF funding available from what my understanding was. We couldn't get the funding from anywhere else. I don't think debt should be just spent just because something needs to be done. If you're looking at putting yourself farther in the hole, I think you better make sure that is no other way we can survive in this city without that project. That would be like telling somebody on a certain type of debt that, okay, let's spend the money, but then when you ask them to use a credit card, they say they don't have, it's gone past this thing. That means maybe we need to sometimes just freeze things and put them out and plan them out for different years down the road.
Yeah, okay. Your answer to the same question, sir?
The City of Apache Junction has historically maintained very little debt. It has always been in a good debt position. So I believe strongly that there is a time and a place to be able to take on debt so it doesn't create an onerous situation for the city or for the residents of the city in terms of taxes. However, an example, as was mentioned, was the road improvements along the trail. You know, there are those times where in order to be able to get some work done, you have to be able to take on some debt and then recognize obviously how you'll be able to pay it off. I am not a big fan of just spending exorbitant amounts or going into debt deeply, because then you do at some point in time you have to pay you got to pay the man eventually. But I believe that it is appropriate to look at opportunities where you can take on debt so that it helps to allow you to handle some improvements within the city.
Same questions.
The need for debt is something that we really don't want to have. The city has done a good job as they built things, they get them paid off.